Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna take a look at Jim Cramer in a little bit, but as a member of the CNBC Investment Club, I try to give you all the information you need because we really need to get the best information, and I think that Cramer has the best information. Also, note that these videos are not monetized, guys. I'm just trying to share that information. We're going to take a listen to Jim Cramer from the meeting, which today is Thursday. And for everyone that joined me on my channel membership, I'll be sending you a copy of the S&P 500. My new book is available on Amazon. If you sign up, I will send you a free copy signed by me, shipping free. But let's just take a listen to Jim Cramer and Jeff Marks as they discuss the market for today, guys. Let's take a listen.
Good morning, it's Jim Cramer, Jeff Marks, the Morning Meeting, exclusive for CNBC Investing Club. Jeff, I have to tell you that there's sometimes at the end of these big weeks, there's kind of almost an ennui, an exhaustion. And I'm seeing it today because there's some really big news. I mean, Netflix was fabulous. We're going to talk about Apple in a second. American Express was bad. But in reality, it wasn't bad. It's just there's kind of like, we're like, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
That's when you have to steel yourself. There are great opportunities happening right now. From people who are just throwing things away because of the tenure. And I get that because the tenure is really important. But I urge people to think when you have oil down, when you have retail sales up, but not based on price, that's a nirvana moment. So don't be afraid to stick your neck out and buy something here. And I know we're overbought.
We're getting close to overbought. I mean, it's been 6 straight weeks in the S&P of 6 straight weeks of gains.
Phew.
So, it's been a fantastic run. We're going to get into the heart of earnings season next couple of weeks. I mean, look, I a little sluggish today. Yesterday, you had a big up open, and at the end of the day, S&P finished a little bit lower. So I think some of that's happening. But you mentioned Apple, really good story today. There's this data from Counterpoint Research, which that provided to Bloomberg News. iPhone 16 sales in China up 20% in the first 3 weeks versus the 23 model. So it's obviously very big. China has been a point of frustration for investors, I would say. And it also comes at the same time. Remember, Apple launched their new phone the same day as Huawei. So it is a good sign of them not ceding share in China. It's funny. You had earlier in the week, I think it was earlier this week, you had Evercore tactical buy on Apple.
Yes.
Then maybe the next day you had someone come out negative about Apple. So we're just kind of in this back and forth. But in the meantime, stocks sitting around the all-time high.
Well, I think that there's not all stimuli are created equal. The one that stimulus that the Chinese are using is to encourage and offer liquidity to people who are to buy stock. Okay, so then you got to figure out, okay, what's the proclivity of a person to buy stock? Well, it might be to have prestige and buy the iPhone. So I was very encouraged by those numbers, and I think the stock goes higher.
Yeah, no, and it'd be a good sign too for some other semiconductors as well. Broadcom has some of those chips. But speaking of AI and NVIDIA, Bank of America really strong note this morning. They raised the price target to 190 from 165, saying they have confidence in their competitive lead, but also this generational opportunity to tap in this massive total addressable market. And some of the recent data points, Taiwan semi earnings the other day, which we've been all over, AMD's AI event, just general CapEx commentary from hyperscalers, and of course that insane Blackwell demand, which we heard from Jensen Huang. NVIDIA trying to see if it could punch through 140.
Yeah,
it kind of keeps getting to 138, 139.
It's stalling here, and there'll be some people who say, listen, it's a head and shoulders pattern, which I think is undone the moment that ticks there. But I would tell you, look, if you don't own NVIDIA, maybe you're going to get a chance because there's some people who are just kind of saying, okay, this is the top. And they've been saying that forever. It's not the top. So be there. Be sure you're in there.
And just to mention Taiwan Semi again, it has been an up and down week for semis. At the start of the week earnings from ASML, bookings horrible, sent the whole group down, even though they did say AI was strong.
Right.
And then a couple of days later, Taiwan Semi yesterday, a beat and raise on revenue growth, obviously a good indication not for NVIDIA, but also Apple as well.
Well, I mean, what's interesting, when you look at NVIDIA, I want people to notice a pattern. This happened yesterday too. Spikes at the open, and then they just get hit the bid. So you take 138. Next thing you know, it'll be at 137.63, and they'll just hit the bid until it's unchanged. There's someone banging out this stock, and I think it's a short seller, not a long. And I think that people are just saying it's all overdone. And how many times have we seen that it's not? So don't overthink it. It's not overdone. Next week, busy week. We got a lot of companies, 105 S&P companies, 7 Dow companies that are all high profile. And we have, just so we know, we have Danaher, we have Dover, and Honeywell. Honeywell, I think, will be the least interesting because Honeywell has pretty much said what they
just
said.
made a move with the spinoff of the advanced materials business. They did say earnings will come in towards the high end of guidance. Yeah, I agree with that. Danaher should be interesting. Yesterday, one of the German bioprocessing peers actually made the number for the first time in a couple quarters. So hopefully, Danaher should do the same. They've been more conservative with guidance, so you should think the same. And then Dover, I know, I think there was a negative catalyst call a couple weeks ago.
Dover?
Yeah, remember this? It happened at a much lower price. Just talking about how some of their portfolio moves a little bit dilutive to earnings, but we know they have that liquid cooling business that's been strong. Biopharma coming back, as we just mentioned with Danaher and Sartorius.
Well, it made me think of this one. We had
as well.
RNA company ring the bell over at the NASDAQ. Well, you take the money and then you give it to Danaher because you have to do trials, and you need Danaher for trials.
Yeah, and Dover is another supplier of some biopharma components too. So why don't we just turn to the rapid fire and start off with, let's go Netflix. I have a big story.
Before we go to the rapid fire, you're gonna listen to the rapid fire. I'm gonna share the whole thing for you, but I just wanted to go over some stuff. Guys, if you're in the S&P 500, just leave a comment and let me know what is your biggest holding. For me, it's NVIDIA. And also let me know what you think about Jim Cramer, because normally when I post these videos, I get mixed reaction, guys. So just to give you a breakdown, Honeywell, I'm not a big fan of Honeywell, so I don't have Honeywell. So I try not to talk about stocks that I don't have. I don't have Dover. You really cannot buy everything the club buying, because been following the club for a couple of years. I'm a founding member of the club. And what I realize is when things go up and you need to take a profit, you cannot have like 10 shares here, 10 shares here, 10 shares here. It's better if you try to build up to 100 shares of a company like Apple. And you may not be able to buy 100 shares one time, but you could buy 20 shares. Next time you could buy another 20 shares. Or you could do like every time you get paid, you could put some money into a stock. So try to build it up. I am in about 11 companies, guys. So if you're enjoying the video, let me know. Cramer gives a lot of information. I know there are a lot of mixed reviews on him, but my biggest call is in NVIDIA, and I made a lot of money. So let me know what's your biggest call in, and let me know if you want to see my portfolio. I will try to go over some buys that they do, guys. And if you want to see this video every day, you could join my Patreon. I have a free membership going on, because sometimes I share these videos when I have the time. Like on the weekend, I could come and tell you what stock the club is buying. But as you know, they has been buying a couple of stocks this week that once I finish this video, we're going to go through it. So let's hear the rapid fire, and I'll come back and tell you what moves the club bought this week. So let's hear the rapid fire, guys.
Tour de force. Q3 beat subs, better than expected.
Just tour de force, a remarkable quarter, to the point where I would say that everyone should read this. It's going to be up $100, and the reason is because they have thought through everything, and they're telling you, listen, we're not NBC, CBS, we don't want anything to do with bundle. We happen to have great talent. We have the best stories, best movies, best obviously long serials. And that's how it's a very commonsensical analyst report. I really like it. I like the stock very much.
Yeah, it's been strong. Hopefully Disney can kind of, mimic their playbook as well. They've done that
70.
with it. Yeah.
I said it'd be up 100.
Huge move. Yeah. American Express beat and raised. Stocks had a big run, so maybe some profit taking today.
Yeah, that's all it is. And I'm going to talk about this tonight because this is one of those where if you look in the summer, well, there you go, right? Mm-hmm. That was the last disappointment, and then boom.
And it's more good earnings from banks, really financial related, right? Totally. We saw it from obviously Morgan Stanley was a big winner this week. Yeah. Wells Fargo as well. and Blackstone, new name, of course. Just a really strong quarter earnings season so far for financial-related companies, insurance, travelers. SLB, they beat by a penny, but they did say some customers have turned more cautious around near-term CapEx.
Yeah, I mean, this is one where your yields 2 and change. If you think oil is going to come down, you buy this because this company is now at this point levered to any sensitivity because they're so negative, and it's still a really good company.
Procter & Gamble, obviously we sold it before this quarter. Organic sales in line.
We didn't want to be involved. I can reiterate that there be no involvement because it's like, what was the problem? Why bother?
China's still weak. I think U.S. up or North America up 4%. Still some problems in the skincare segment in China with SK2. I think they said on the call still a couple more quarters until China returns to growth. So obviously some concern there. And then CVS news makes a change at CEO. Prelim Q3 results well below consensus.
Yeah, and this is just a tough story. It's a tough industry. They all seem to have the same problems, but one of the activists involved with this company said that it was really small pricing by a small group of people that screwed up. And I have to believe she's talking about they're talking about Karen Lynch. I think the very good CEO who closed all the non-performing stores, and I think is going to get a reputation that's I hope is not terrible because she came from Aetna. She had a terrible hand. Merlot had bought Aetna, previous CEO, and it just wasn't clear whether the synergy would work.
Yeah,
it's not.
Well, I mean, look, anything tied to healthcare, managed care right now has just been rough. You had UNH with some disappointing guidance, Elevance Health, just the other day.
And you just can't count. You can't count them. They're just too dicey. I don't want to be in the dicey stock.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, this is Jim Cramer for the.
All right, guys, welcome back. Let's take a look at some stuff that I want to talk to you about. So first of all, as you see, they was talking about Procter & Gamble. The club did sell Procter & Gamble sometime last week. I did follow that lead and also sell Procter & Gamble because I think with tech being so hot, with everything that is going on, I didn't see, the reason to do Procter & Gamble. So make money on it. Procter & Gamble have a real good dividend, but I didn't see the reason to share it. I said before, the guys in my Patreon did ask me to share the bullpen this weekend. So if you guys want to see the bullpen, are you interested in some stocks that is in the bullpen, guys, let me know. But let me just go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to talk about some moves that the club made during the week. As you know, we did share the monthly meeting here yesterday. So let me just go and look at some trade alerts. They have these trade alerts that happen, guys, if you could see my screen, multiple times for the week. You never know. It could be early in the morning or it could be late in the afternoon. You never know. But we're going to go through what they bought yesterday on the call. So let me just pull up the screen here and I will tell you exactly what they buy. What's the news initiation? So as I said, the two stocks from the bullpen that they bought BlackRock and they bought CrowdStrike. Sorry. So I just read the headline for you. We're buying 17 shares of BlackRock and the symbol is BLK at $1,012.44 each. We're buying 60 shares of CrowdStrike at $305. So that is what they bought yesterday, guys. So that was just some of the yesterday trading. I've just looked through this here to see what other trades that they bought. So we're going to just go through it quickly. So this trade here was done on Tuesday, October 15, guys. So let me just pull up the screen and I'm going to tell you. I don't remember all the trades. I share all these on my Patreon, but I don't remember the trades from time to time. So shortly after the opening bell, we'll be buying 75 shares of Advanced Micro. So if you want to follow what the club is doing, you could join me. It's free right now for 7 days, guys. After that is only $5. So I said they bought AMD. And I said before, the whole article is on Patreon. So I'm just going through telling you what stocks were buying. And let me look at the 14th. That was Monday. I'm not going to go too far back. Shortly after the bell, we will be buying 25 shares of Constellation Brand at roughly 241.06. And Constellation Brand is really the beer company. The symbol is STZ, guys. So if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel and let me know if you want me to share the bullpen and what this club is buying. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video.